Ah, what a lovely day on good old Vice City. Just strolling down the street, having a giggle and causing some minor carnage. Come here, you bastards! I completely missed. Alright, there we go. Yes, time for some Grand Theft Auto, baby. Why, hello there. Oh, fuck, hello. I didn't even see him. Right, take you down. Don't you mind me, I'm causing carnage to this Grand Theft Auto. Hello, Mr. Officers, I'll deal with you now. I'm gonna kill all of you. Pretty lickety-split. Look at this man sitting in the chair. Hello? Oh, hey, he's dead. Lovely jubbly. Oh, delicious. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am One More Sheep yet again, and today I'm going to be doing a bit of a different sort of video than I usually would do. And the primary reason for that is, as you can see on the screen right now, boop, Grand Theft Auto. So, not too long ago, I want to say within the last day or so, well, maybe the last couple of days, GTA, the definitive edition, or the defective edition as I like to call it, just released on Steam. And many people don't really have the means anymore to really play these original trilogy of games in modern computing or modern systems. So I'm going to show you guys today just how to get them up and running on even the Steam Deck of all things. In fact, that's what this is on right now, the Steam Deck. And the instructions by here can both be applied to Windows and Linux, so it's going to be super handy for all sorts. So, to start things off, let's just delve right into the cheeky desktop mode. Oh yes. So the thing about the definitive edition of Grand Theft Auto is it's not exactly the best way to play the original trilogies, because when Rockstar remastered this, basically they brought in a whole bunch of issues such as weird character models, bugs upon bugs upon bugs, and all sorts of weirdness. And for the most part, while there are definite improvements to the game, those improvements I don't think really are worth the price of entry, especially after Rockstar removed the game from sales. So, what's the solution? Well, essentially, I'll introduce you guys to this, the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition project. Now, this here is a website that offers mods for a number of Rockstar games. It's just basically a bunch of mod packs where you can gain mods for the actual Definitive Edition trilogy, GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, and I don't think these are mod packs for Liberty City and Vice City stories, but I think these are like just instructions for emulating. But you can even get things for other games such as Bully as well, which doesn't have the greatest of PC ports from what I remember. So it's a really cool website, super handy to get these games up and running and at a playable state. Now, while me talking about this is largely on the Steam Deck, as you can see, a lot of these instructions will also work for the most part on Windows. So all you're going to want to do is basically go to one of these files, go down to the download section, make sure you click on the correct section to actually get the definitive edition stuff, and then just click download. You go through the files here, you get the patch, bish bash bosh. Once the patch is actually downloaded, then all you have to do is go to your cheeky downloads directory, which I'll plop up by here, there it is, and extract the files into each of the folders. Now from here, it is actually very simple. Just literally copy the contents of each of these into, well, the folders for the actual games themselves. So if I quickly go to my Steam library, no, I don't want the Discover Store. Piss off, shoo, go, piss off, go, get out. I'll minimize it, whatever. All you have to do now is right click, excuse me. So yeah, you go to Steam, just right click the game files, go to properties, then go to local files, browse, and it'll load up basically in the your file browser. So yeah, here you go. Here's GTA Vice City. So all I do is go to Vice City, copy and paste this stuff in here. I've already done it once, so I'm not going to do it again. And there you go. There you have it. And then you can just basically run it through Steam. If you're playing it on Windows, this is basically it. This is all of the instruction you need. It's literally just go and play. You'll be fine. If you're playing this on Linux or the Steam Deck, there are some extra little bits to do here. So for the first thing you want to do is essentially you're going to want to go in here and go to your compatibility settings and make sure that a version of Proton is selected. Now for San Andreas and Vice City, you can just use the basic 7.0-5 or whatever the current stable version of Proton is. When it comes to GTA 3, you're going to want it set to GE Proton, otherwise the game will not work. And on top of that as well, you go to general settings and you need to add these launch options. So San Andreas has a different launch option to Vice City in GTA 3. But for GTA Vice City and GTA 3, all you have to do is type in this command right here, which will be pasted in the comments. No comments, in the description of the video. And the game should just launch no problems whatsoever. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And just to show it off again for GTA 3, just go to properties, like so. I might be a little bit fiddly because I'm using a PlayStation controller and maneuver this. And there you are. There's the command, and it should run. But again, remember you want GE Proton for GTA 3. Now, if anyone's wondering how to get GE Proton, you can actually get it through the Discover store through an app called Proton Up QT, and it's quite simple. You just search for it in here. I could probably just go to my installed applications, just make things a bit quicker. So Proton, where is it? There you go, Proton Up QT. So you can just install this through the store on, the Discover store in KDE Plasma or your Steam Deck. Click on launch. It will launch the application up after a few seconds. And you can download this version of Proton to use. So, honestly, super handy. I recommend this tool, but just to have it in general if you're working with Linux or working with the likes of the Steam Deck. It's so handy to have this. But there we go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, as I was saying as well, though, in the case of San Andreas, the launch options you have to add are a little bit different. And that's because I believe San Andreas in general just works fine on Linux through Proton. But if you add all these mods, I think there's audio issues unless you put this launch command. I could be wrong there. To be honest, I haven't tried it without the launch command. Honestly, all of this is because of a guide I found on Reddit, which is right by here. Oh my god, that is bright. Jesus, where's the dark mode? I should have signed into Reddit before doing this. There we go. So yeah, essentially, this Reddit post is where all this came from. So if anyone's having trouble following my instruction, you can just pop over to Reddit. I'll post the link in the description as well as the launch commands, which are all there and ready for you. But once you've done everything, once you copied the files across, you put the launch commands in, then all you have to do is go back to gaming mode, launch the game for some Grand Theft Auto goodness. What can I tell you, ladies and gentlemen? What can I tell you? Indeed, yes. I shouldn't have gone to gaming mode. There's one more thing I want to talk about. I was a bit of an idiot when recording this, so one last thing I completely forgot to mention, folks, is when you play these games, if there are certain graphical bugs that happen from time to time by the particle effects, usually with water and blood, where they just show up on the screens like these big square pixels, there is a fix for that. And essentially it means turning off the blood effects and screen effects, which to be honest I prefer them off anyway myself, so I got kind of lucky there. Basically all you have to do is go to your game directory, go to the scripts folder there, and if you scroll down to Sky Graphics, TSI and skygraphics.ini, just open the .ini file, and you want to scroll all the way down to here where it says Neo Water Drops. By default, this will be set to 3. So if you have any graphical issues where like you get these blocks on the screen whenever you're in water, when it rains, or when there's blood, set that to 0. It will eliminate that graphical effect entirely. which might be a bit annoying that it eliminates the graphical effect entirely, but to be fair, it's not really a necessary effect, and the game experience is so much better. So this is a fix for that, if anyone has any problems with that. I'm not sure if it's a Steam Deck only issue, because I've yet to try these on Windows or Linux in general. But it is a thing, so, you know, here's the fix, basically. And without any further ado, that is basically it. So, yeah, if anyone wants to play the good old beauty that is Grand Theft Auto, well, to put it quite bluntly, you'd be able to just fine like this. This is arguably one of the best ways to play the game, because it's just, well, it's in the name of the mod pack. It's a definitive version. So yeah, if people don't want to go through this hassle, they can just pick up the definitive edition on Steam, because that should, I think that does just work. The only issue with it is obviously the actual issues with that version of the game, including like the character models, the textures, not so much the lighting. I'm quite happy with the lighting, apart from certain cutscenes are way too dark. But, you know, everyone at this point knows the problems with the remasters. I keep doing this. I mean, I guess it makes sense, because they're not great remasters. If for most people, I would rather, you know, I would rather people just be able to sit back, relax, and play the games as they're originally intended. And this is exactly what it does. Exactly what it says on the tin. So yeah, now as a little bit of a test, let's just load into GTA 3 and we'll get our fancy smancy update, our fancy smancy intro, which, can I skip this? I hope I can skip this. Okay. I always get confused if I can be able to skip the cutscenes or not. They can be a bit of a sod sometimes. Okay, I can skip the cutscenes by activating like the mouse stuff. So if I go to settings, and because of the way these mods work, you do get a lot of graphics options with them as well. So you can increase the draw distance. There's the VSync option, frame limiter. You want this to be off if you don't want the games to be 30 FPS. I'm not sure if they'll cause any physics issues or not. So if it does, you can... I hate it when dogs interrupt me mid-recording. Anyway, as I was saying, basically you can just turn this off if you encounter any issues involving the physics, and this should fix it. The game will run at 30 frames with this on even, but there you go. Turn off trails, which I don't actually know what this does. Every time I've had this on before, it's just caused massive blurring on my game, and I just never liked it. You got subtitles, widescreen, and you can choose your resolution options. So there we are. And just to prove it all works, let me just start up a new game here right away. Bish bash bosh. Lovely jubbly. We'll get right into the action. And there we are. Some BEA beautiful GTA 3. And one of the great things is, like, normally there's no button prompts or anything on the PC versions, at least as far as I'm aware. So what gets added with this mod pack is the fact it tells you to press the Y button to get into the thing if you're using a controller, which, for me, I prefer playing these games with a controller. It just never feels right on a keyboard. Like, I don't know what it is about. I think it's something to do with the shooting. I don't like how the shooting feels on a keyboard or mouse, which is honestly kind of strange. Most games I don't have that issue with. I actually prefer a lot of games on keyboard and mouse, but I don't know, for some reason these classic GTAs, they just feel right on the controller to me. But, you know, that's a personal preference sort of thing. Either way, this is it. This is GTA 3 running absolutely flawlessly on the cheeky Steam Deck, and oh, this is probably the best way to play the game, or at least one of my favorite ways to play the game anyway. This is how I'm going to be playing this game for a long time. But I digress. Anywho, with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. Don't be sheepish. And I shall hopefully catch you all again. Bye!